Welcome to the Butterfly Effect. Today is stage 14 of the Vuelta. Yesterday, the time trial finished, putting Primoz Roglic back in the red jersey. We have a bigger mountain stage still to come. Today, not very mountainous. Definitely had the breakaway feel when the stage started. Started rough and hard. Guys were racing. They all knew the big break could go off today. The racing was intense. Finally, we get a breakaway. 7 riders, all incredibly strong. These guys can all pedal the bike. Already in this group, you have Stybar from Decuna Quickstep, who's won stages in the Vuelta before. You have Michael Woods, who won stage 7, I believe, already this year. Tim Wellens won stage 5 this year. You have our Ensman in there from the Sunweb team. He was putting on a show on that same stage 5 that Wellens won. These guys can all ride. Marc Soler, let me not forget him. I almost did, right? He won a stage at this year's Vuelta also, and he has been in an unbelievable amount of breakaways during this year's Tour of Spain. So we know the break has power. They are going. Now behind, it's Total Direct Energy on the field trying to bring the break back. Man, hats off. They did a great job. They had some help from Astana, but really that team was amazing. They got it close, but then just finally blew up and got no more firepower left in the group. And that's what happens back there when everyone in the front group is also very good, very strong, but they're from big teams too. Big, powerful, strong teams. So those teams aren't going to chase. The teams on GC aren't going to chase. And of course, you know the race leader isn't going to chase when nobody's a threat. So, 7 guys, they hit the last climb. Last big chance for a rider like Michael Woods and Marc Soler to get away. Marc Soler does not have speed. He really needs to find a place to get away. It's Michael Woods that lights it up on the last climb, and he blows the group up. But over the top, they'll come back together. When they hit the descent with about 14.5K to go, it's Stybar and the Movistar rider Marc Soler, who just ride away basically from Dylan van Baarle, the Ineos rider. This was mind-boggling to me. It wasn't a very difficult descent when you look at it. Dylan should have been able to hold the wheel on this to open up the gap on a descent like that. That didn't make a lot of sense. Tim Wellens sees the danger, tries to jump across, can't close it. Dylan even closes back on Wellens again, and then Wellens drops him a second time. Dylan got dropped 3 times on that descent, guys. That you got to ask yourself, you got some problems, you got something to fix when you get back home in this offseason. You got to practice some more corners when you go down. Now, Michael Woods got dropped from Dylan, so Michael Woods even has more to fix this offseason. I got to race with Michael Woods. He's a great guy. You've heard me on the Butterfly Effect, already praise him. He can pedal the bike uphill. Michael Woods' weakness is in his tactics, and it's in his downhill speed ability. He has a problem turning the bike through the corners. Back when we were racing in the domestic scene here in the U.S., guys were just trying to stay away from him just so he doesn't crash them. Since that time, since he's been racing in Europe, he's gotten a little bit better, but when Dylan is dropping you, and Dylan's already gotten dropped 3 times, twice from the same guy, and you're getting dropped from him, you got to go home and work on some stuff, Woodsy. So Woods, got to work on it some more, man. That's not that hard of a descent. Okay, now we got 3 guys chasing 3 guys. Now, in my belief, Michael Woods should have never been in the break to begin with. He's already won a stage. EF Education have Hugh Carthy sitting top 3. Got a podium at a Grand Tour. We got a big mountain stage still coming. EF Education hasn't shown the strength in numbers on these mountain stages. Woods has been the lieutenant for Hugh Carthy. So I don't believe he should have even been there to begin with his downhilling skills that even adds to it. But he's got great legs. The 3 riders are chasing each other. You got Dylan behind. You got Woods probably doing most of the work to close that 10-15 second gap to Marc Soler, Stybar, and Wellens. Those are 3 powerful riders right there. Now, all 3 have something to gain. If I'm looking at it really closely, Soler probably has the most to lose by working with so much power in those three guys in the front. It does finish up a climb. It's not a crazy steep climb though, but it's better than being stuck with the Woods back there who's out climbing you and is faster than you. So I'm okay with the three in front riding. The three in back are chasing. Our Ensman's probably the weakest of the three. Dylan, then Woods. Woods is probably doing most of the work. They catch with 1.1, 1.2K from the finish to go. This is where Woods starts making more catastrophic mistakes. His first mistake, he went straight to the front. You either attack right away when you catch that group, or you sit on the back and rest and don't think about touching the front. Cover attacks. You already know you're the faster climber in that group. Wellens probably, in my book, fastest finisher on an uphill stage like today. Stybar's probably the fastest in pure speed, but it's not a pure speed sprint. Now, again, Woods goes straight to the front. He's on the front with 1.1K to go. He's in the wind. He's already been chasing the whole way through the flat valley. He's been chasing down the descent, trying to catch Dylan Van Barley. He's been tacking going up the climb before, catches the front group, 1.1K to go, and he jumps on the front, and he's riding the front all the way to under 500 meters to go. Now, he's got great legs, amazing legs. Woods' legs are fantastic, folks. To do what he did on this stage, absolutely amazing. I'm impressed with his legs. It's his tactics and his bike handling skills that we're discussing more today than his form. He's a beautiful rider in terms of pure power. So 450 meters, Wellens, he's an experienced guy from Breakaway. He wins a lot this way. He can go uphill pretty decent, and he has a lot of power for the sprint. We already saw that on stage 5 when he just tore the legs up of everybody in that group. Now he takes the front at 450. In my book, it was too soon. Okay, I think the only thing that saved him on this win was the next best guy was Woods, and Woods made mistakes all over. At 450, he takes off. Woods has his wheel solid. Okay, it's solid. Woods is on the wheel of the guy he wants. If it's Stybar in front of him, okay, maybe, but Wellens is fantastic uphill with a lot of speed. He has the right wheel. Woods is sitting second. It's perfect. Marc Soler is trying to attack, and Wellens sees it with about 350 to go. Okay, this is where Michael Woods makes a big mistake. Marc Soler comes around Woods and comes up even with him. When they start going in the turns, Woods backs off and gives up the second place to Marc Soler and then gives up third to Stybar. Okay? Wellens, the KG veteran he is, stays on the front. He knows he already used up the acceleration for Marc Soler. He stays on the front. He knows it's tight technicals. He has to go into the last left bin first because it's only about 20 meters to the line after that. So he's smart. He holds it. He starts his real sprint about 200, 175 meters before the line. That opens up the gap immediately on Marc Soler, and this is where you start seeing the big mistake that Michael Woods did. He was second wheel on Wellens when it started. When Wellens took the front with 450 to go, too far in my book to win. Takes the front. Michael Woods gives up the space. Now Marc Soler blows at 175, 200 meters to go. And Woods has to come around Stybar, Marc Soler, and close the gap, and then still pass on the outside into the last corner. There's just not much hope left. He made a ton of mistakes. Wellens was fabulous. I think I would prefer to see him wait maybe just a little bit longer, but with Michael Woods' mistakes that he made, he was easily able to beat him to the line. Fantastic finish and great race for us to watch. Now let me talk about the jersey here. Oh, one more thing let me bring up. When you look at Carapaz, he's glued to Primož Roglic's wheel. Okay, he didn't make the mistake like he did in the earlier stages where he took the front, got dropped, and lost the red jersey. Today he's glued. Okay, he didn't make that mistake again. I talked about that earlier when he lost the red jersey on the uphill finish stage, that he took the front at 700 meters to go. And of course, Primož Roglic lit him up, took the time bonuses, had time gaps, lost the red jersey. Today, Carapaz, fantastic with his tactics. Lock on to the wheel of race leader Primoz Roglic on a finish like today. He did. They crossed the line together. No time lost. Fantastic job by Carapaz. Now I'll talk about the jersey. It's Team Webcourt 2004. This was the funnest team I raced on my whole career. I did a bunch of different teams. I was pro for 25 years. This was the pure funnest. No stress. The check was always on time. When they signed me, we weren't planning on, they were hoping we could win some races. We had 2 paid professionals on the team, myself and Charles Dion. The rest of the guys were unbelievably focused. It was amazing how well they performed. I couldn't believe that they can get me to the finish of the last climb at basically every race of the season. We won San Francisco Grand Prix. This particular jersey is from the Tour of Connecticut. I won the last road stage here. I was in a break with Dominique Perras. Fabulous rider. He could climb great. He wanted the KOM jersey though, and I wanted the stage. He was getting tired and fatigued. He said, Chris, I just want the KOM. I can't pull. I'll do what I can. I said, absolutely no problem. We started drilling it flat out all the way to the line, working great together. They had 4 or 5 circuits with a nice little uphill and a crazy descent into a hard left-hand turn. Field was 1 minute behind me chasing the whole time. Dominique Perras dropped off when we got on the circuit. I'm going solo for the last 15 miles or so. It was hot and humid. Then the rain came, loosened up. I cooled down. I was just got on fire that day. Going through rain that was down to about the bottom bracket. It was crazy. It was that East Coast rain dropping down. It worked great in my favor. It slowed the field. I was able to hold the field off to the line, so I kept the jersey with the numbers on it. Hope you like it. This team was absolutely amazing. I had a fantastic time with all the boys on the team that year. Zero stress, all fun, and we won lots. Hope you appreciate the butterfly effect. See you next time very soon.